Good morning. It's day 59 and we stayed at the Green Mountain Hiker Hostel. It's about 6:30 in the morning. We're just getting ready to get shuttled back out to the trailhead. It looks pretty sunny out today. They have nice horses here. It was a great little stay. Today, Jeff will probably catch up to me because I took a Nero yesterday. I got off the trail at about 3 miles and met up with some great trail angels, Patty, Mo, and Peter, I want to say. Anyway, sat with them for a couple of hours. So I took a Nero just mostly so that Jeff could catch up. And I'll probably meet him on trail today and we'll get going from there. But yeah, it was a great day yesterday because I only did 3 miles off the hill. It was pretty easy. It was good to do some laundry. I smell better, feel better, had a good sleep. And yeah, I'm just gonna, like I said, get packing. Sketchy highway, and I'm gonna make a run for it. Because this is a really busy highway. That's the AT crossing. Alright. Finally at the trailhead. For a 17.5-mile day. I should be meeting up with Jeff somewhere soon. Yeah. Caution. So clearly they know this is a dangerous crossing here because you can hear the highway. Alright. So Kelly Stand Road is where I'm going. And I guess Spruce Peak is the first mountain peak. All right. Okay, so this is Spruce Peak. It's only about 2,000 feet up. This is where I climbed this morning. And not much of a view here, but that is the town of Manchester, which is where I stayed last night. And it actually looks a lot bigger than what I was actually in. But it's a really cute little town. I mean, you didn't see a whole lot of it because we just went to the hostel and then to the Price Choppers for a bit of resupply, and that's about it. But that is Spruce Peak. Not a lot of peaks on this little section, but that's really kind of the big one. And it's, yeah, it's been a nice day so far. Trail's been pretty good. Little up and down, because there's definitely lots of up and down, just not the big climbs, which I'm good with. All right. This is kind of the other side of the peak. Not much. Okay, so on that river crossing, it showed the bridge was out. Not really sure why they've got the big sign there, because it was solid. I walked across it. It's the second time I've seen that, where they say the bridge is out, and maybe well, that was just a rock. No, the second time I've seen that, where they have it cordoned off, and it could just be the foundation they need to reassess or something, so they marked it off for insurance purposes or something. I don't know. But I walked across it. I mean, I could have easily have just rock hopped the creek too, but the bridge was there, so I used it. But there you go. So I'm about 6 miles in. It's been fairly decent terrain. Again, still the up and down, still some muddy sections. Pretty much the same. I'll show you what I'm running on right now. So, I said some mucky areas, some little boards, but it's drying up and the sun is out. The rain's not supposed to happen till tonight. And, well, as of yesterday, was supposed to definitely 100% rain tomorrow, so maybe when Jeff catches up with me, we may take a zero, because that will have been 4 days straight for him, so he'll probably want to take a break anyway. And yeah, but we'll get there and figure that out when we get there. So, I mean, this is, I'm assuming, all the vermud of Vermont. And there's a good chunk of it, but now that it's drying out, it's definitely more manageable. It's just ever present. Shows up at the trail consistently, but as you can see, it's pretty easy to walk around. Now, to be fair, if this had been a torrential downpour and very wet, like when they went through last month, I can imagine this would have been pretty horrendous. But so far, for mud, I'll take it. It's really not that bad. The first start of it, when we got into like Hanover, an area where Jeff lost his shoe in the mud, that was pretty intense, but it actually has dried out a fair bit. I mean, we still have had a few rain showers here and there, but it's not too bad. I have dry feet for, dare I say, 4 days in a row. Let me tell you, I'm enjoying it. Okay, the cat has finally dragged him back, and
Yay.
We're about 8 miles on the trail.
I'd like to point out she's gotten way faster. It
Yeah.
took way longer to catch up than I expected. Crikey.
Yes, so, but we finally got him back, so we're gonna finish off the trailhead. I think we got another couple miles to go, and then we'll head back and find us a hostel for tonight. Okay, good morning. It's day 60. We have a bit of a late start because I contemplated taking it zero today because we stayed at the hostel last night. We knew it was going to rain, and it rained. Thunder, lightning, there was a lot of water coming down. And they said it's supposed to continue to rain this afternoon. So we stayed this morning. I get 11 o'clock now. So the plan, instead of doing the original 20, which was what we were gonna do, we're just doing 10. Forget the name of the shelter. Anyway, it's at the top of the mountain. So it's kind of the halfway point. Since I've started halfway in the day, I figure halfway is probably a good point. And then I'll get out on the other side as I expected to anyway, just a little later in the day. And then we're at a bigger town so we can do proper resupply, because there really isn't anything in this area. There was a small little grocery store which had good resupply, but these little ones are so expensive. So you kind of want to limit what you need. So I've got a few bare essentials and gonna get up the mountain, and everything is so very soggy. It's been great for the past couple of days, but with that rain last night and this morning, everything is, like I said, wet. I will not have dry feet by the end of today because there's just no way. But we have about a climb of 3,400 feet today, so pretty decent. Definitely a good little workout. But again, only 10 miles, so shouldn't be too bad. I do expect it to start raining sometime this afternoon, probably pretty heavily. So my intent is to stay in the shelter, not the tent, but you know, whatever it is. Because yeah, well, with all that water, the tenting sites are probably going to be a little damp and make for swimming pools in your tents. Not good. So I'll show you what I'm running on today. So not too bad in this area, but that mud that was nice and soft and easy to walk over yesterday will definitely suck you in and lose a shoe this morning. And there's going to be a lot of it because, well, that's just the nature of Vermont trails, is mud. I've just been lucky, so all right. Well, let's get a serious move on. Oh, okay, it's starting to thunder. This is my trail. Oh, and here comes the rain. I think it's time to put on my raincoat. Okay, so now I put on my raincoat. This is the mud puddle I now have to contemplate. Not looking forward to that, because I have a feeling it's pretty mucky and wet. But anyway, it has started to rain and thunder. And that's gonna just be, I think, the recipe for today. This is our bog lake that we're just passing through. Ominous thunder in the background still. Still raining. And that's my trail. So we had some nice weather. It's only supposed to last till today, this extra rain, and then it's supposed to dry out again, so. I won't judge you too harshly, Vermont. You've been good to me so far. But the lake or bog definitely looks full. Okay, so this little kind of fun water crossing. And we're about 6.2 miles in, about 10.5 days, so it's not been too challenging of a day, just muddy. The thunderstorm has passed. It didn't let down too much rain, so there was no big, huge, just torrential downpour like there was this morning and last night, which I was really happy about. I got off with a little light rain, but it's still pretty warm out, so I think 24 Celsius. So we're just going uphill. I think we're meet one shelter coming up, and then we'll have another one in about 3.5 miles. So I think the shelter must be, I don't know, somewhere up there. Anyway, we're going down here because this is where the trail goes. Okay, so we made it to Glastonbury Peak. Not really much of a peak, and it's a gray, foggy day, so not much to see. There is a fire tower here, clearly closed to public use, as it has been chained off, things removed, so. But that is the fire tower. I don't think there's any danger of fires today. And this is the Shaftesbury Snow Pilots, I guess, snowmobile trail. But I'm going to Glastonbury Shelter, which should be just down this direction. We're up about 3,700 feet. The shelter really isn't very far down from here. So I've been hearing some thunder rumbling in the distance again. So I was kind of hoping to set up a tent, but I may just stick to the shelter because although the weather states it's not going to rain tonight, we all know how that turns out. And I'd rather not have to deal with that in the morning. So this is a nice little trail down. Up wasn't too bad, still boggy, rooty, all those things that it has been. My feet are not sopping wet, but they are definitely damp. Lots of mud on the legs because you just can't help it. Alrighty, so let's get to the shelter and prep and have dinner and probably just read a little bit if I manage to keep my eyes open. And although I'm not too overly tired because again only 10.5 miles, and it'll be 10.5 miles tomorrow. So let's get going.